Hello, everybody. Hello, Cynthia. Can you hear me okay? Oh my gosh, I can't stop yawning. I realized, excuse me, I forgot to have coffee today. Hi, Kim. Can you hear me? Coco says hi. Perfect. Hi, Dawn. Okay, I know Cynthia is cutting with me today. Kim, you're cutting. You're going to make this one, but you're not cutting today, correct? And I'm choking on my water. I've talked to quite a few of you today already. Hi, Diane. Coco's just losing her poop right now. I don't know why. Diane, you're cutting with us today? So I cut out the tutorial bag today. This is actually, there's a lot of pieces, but it's a really fast cutout. If you haven't printed the pattern already, because it's 64 pages, most of that is just pattern pieces and they're all measured pieces. So I didn't cut out all of the pieces because I find it a lot faster just to use my ruler and measure it out, and then we can save a tree. So once we get more on, I will tell you what pages you have to print out for the pattern pieces, and then you can save the other 30 pages or whatever. On that note, and it was also because all of the measurements are on the pattern pieces, and I would have had to go through all of those pattern pieces and whited out the measurements so nobody could see them. So I'm not using pattern pieces for the square and rectangular pieces today. I'm just going to use the measurements. So make sure you have your cutting list out so you can follow along. I'll try to go in order the best that I can. And yeah, so I won't have the camera tabletop down much today because I cannot share those measurements, but we can still cut along together. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, awesome, Cheryl. You're going to make this one. We've missed you too. I still have to do the VIP draw for October. I'm planning on going live next week, so I will do that. So you're going to cut on your own. Okay, I'll just put down that you're making it. You're going to try to get some cut, Kim? Awesome. So yeah, you can most definitely use the pattern pieces. Sandeep was amazing, and she provided measurement cuts as well as pattern pieces. So whatever your preference is, you can do that. I am a measure and cut type person. I prefer to not have to print it out and waste my ink and paper, and I like to use my ruler. So that's what we will be doing today. Again, the camera is going to be kind of like this. You'll see me cutting out, but you're not going to be able to see the measurements I'm cutting out. So as we go through, I will say, okay, this is what I'm drawing on my back of my vinyl, and this is the piece that I'm drawing, and this is the piece I'm cutting out, so we can still cut along together. So glad to have you back, Cheryl. We've missed you too. Even though you've still been in the membership, you just haven't been in a class in a while. Hi, Annie. Awesome. Annie's cutting with me too. I'm actually really excited to make this one. It's going to be much like how the Adina was last month, where it looks like it is super, super complex, but it's not. I think I haven't made it yet. I just have back here, I have my bin of my tutorial pieces. So I will be making the tutorial between tomorrow and Saturday and getting it up for everybody to see. Again, I am not doing a cutting tutorial for this one because it's mostly measured pieces and I can't share those measured pieces. I have to apologize for the state of my hands. I've been edge painting all day, getting my tutorial Triskel all painted up so I can get that tutorial up, and I haven't been able to get all of the base coat off of my hands yet. I kind of have to soak them in some water to do that. Yay, Wanda's back for the live classes too. Yay, I missed you. Wanda, are you going to be cutting with us today? And you may have all seen my announcement on the channel. So I got an email from YouTube today with statistics about inactive videos that may end up getting archived. And all of those inactive videos were classes, membership classes back to when we first started almost 2 years ago. So to make sure that YouTube does not archive those on me and we lose them, what we'll be doing now is after 18 months have passed after a class, I'm going to release the class live replays to the public side of the channel. That way, all of that work that I've done hasn't gone away. You guys have already had it exclusive to you for 18 months, and my videos will not get lost, and we still have access to those classes even when they weren't being used. So hopefully, putting the old ones, the 18 months and older ones, to the public side, it'll keep them active so we can always go back and watch those replays. So I really hope that is okay with everybody. So the way the membership works now is we have our Bag of the Month club members, so the Tuesday and Thursday groups. So the videos are exclusive, or the classes are exclusive to you when they're live and for 6 months. And then those that are 6 to 11 months old, they go down to the, I think it's tier number 2, I think. Yeah. Which makes it so membership, it's a lower tier membership that everybody can see the replays when they're that old, including those who are only on Thursday. Then you get access to the Tuesday class replays, which is already included in your membership, but it'll be, at that point, you'll see the Tuesday class ones. And then once they are a year old, so a year old to 18 months, then they go to the Beans Peeps Club, which is the base membership for the $5. And then after 18 months, they go to the public side of the channel, just so we don't lose them. Because if they get archived and YouTube it thinks that they are inactive, then there's a chance that they will take them off of the channel, which we don't want. So we want to make sure they're all getting hits. So I hope you guys are all good with that. It was a decision I had to make today, but I know I don't want to lose 18 months of classes. So I've posted the beginning classes from March and April, I think, of 2022. It would so suck. So again, it's kind of funny. I was going through and watching them, the very first class, the Necessary Clutch Wallet class, and it's in my old space, and I was using my iPhone. We have come so far in 2 years. It's amazing. Like, it's just completely different. I love it. Wanda, will you be making this one, or are you just going to be watching? Will you be making it on the side? So we'll give it about another 5 minutes to see who else pops in. We do have 32 people in this class. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us here right now. So any of those people that are catching the class replay of this later, if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me via email or what have you. Hi, Kathy. Perfect. Kathy is going to make it, but not cutting with us today. So if you're just joining us, I was saying to everybody that we're in right at the very beginning, that one thing great about this pattern, I have just read through it. She gives us pattern pieces as well as measurement cuts. So she gives you everything that anybody would want. I am going to be using measurement cuts mainly because my printer paper and my ink is so expensive. So if you're only going to be doing measured cuts like me, I've actually written down what pattern, the pages of the pattern for the pattern pieces to print out. So if you got a pen and paper, or that you only need to cut out. So you will need to print pages besides the instructions, but just for the pattern pieces. Pages 42, 43, 53, 54, and 55. So this is for the pieces that have shape that aren't just squares and boxes and rectangles, and that are kind of curvy. That's also including some of the deckable light pieces because they're curvy. Hi, Frankie. Frankie, will you be making this one, even though you're not cutting it today? I love that you watch these while you're at the basketball game. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, just to say again, the camera will be up like this most of this class because I am doing measured cuts. I am not allowed to give out the measurements, so I'll try to let you know where we're at. Have your cutting chart in front of you. I'm going to be using this handy dandy thing. Louise from Sam Fabrics made it for me, which was super nice. This will be so easy to make too, and you just slide your cutting chart in, and then there's a dry erase marker and you can check it off and erase it. So I'm going to be using this today. It was pretty nice to use to cut things out. So that's what I'm going to be using. I will be doing measured cuts except for the pieces that you need the pattern pieces for. Oh my gosh, Coco. Okay, so people are walking by because the high school just got out. So Coco just likes to protect our driveway, apparently. What else? I'm going to be using, I'm not doing foam. You guys will be impressed. I usually substitute in foam, but I'm using heavier vinyls. I like a nice sturdy bag. I'm using heavier vinyls, so I think following her interfacing suggestions is going to work perfectly. So I will be doing deckable light and deckable heavy for my interfacings, and then for any of my cotton pieces I will be using EB Fuse Light from Emmeline Bags, which is like an SF101, a medium woven interfacing. What else? There's really not that much to this one. It's pretty good. Haven't made it yet. I'll be doing the tutorial tomorrow. Oh, I hope your grandson's okay, Kim. I am doing version 1, so yes, I will be doing the card slot pocket. So for those that are doing option 2, what you will do is you will just repeat the back panel on the front panel. But I am doing option 1 with the card slots and the accordion and all of the fun jazz. That is the part of this bag I am the most excited to do. I think it's going to be fantastic. But if you want to do just a regular pocket, you're just pretty much going to be copying what the back panel is when we get to that, and make it the front panel as well. So we will be showing both parts, of course, but when we are working on that front panel, you can sit back and relax and have some wine or whatever while we do that. So I'm doing mine in vinyl, vinyl that I got from Indonesia. I'm using up as much of my stash as I can so I can buy new vinyls in the new year. I'm going to be using a 600 denier. I don't know if it's the 600 or the 400 from Sam Fabrics Creations for my lining. And for my card slots, I'm going to just use some solid color cotton from Fabricland. That is what made you want to do this bag, Kim? Yeah, it's going to be so good. So yeah, I thought you guys would be really disappointed if we didn't do that. Again, this one looks like it's a complex bag, but as I read through the pattern, I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be pretty good. It looks like a lot of pieces, but they go fast because they are measured cuts. So if you have your pattern pieces cut out, of course you can use them. You're going to see me using my ruler, and I will let you know. I'm going to do my typical drawing out on the back side of my vinyl and everything, just the way I always do it. So are there any questions before we get started? I'm dying of thirst. I apologize. My sister-in-law gave me a Yeti. I'm in love with this thing. It's getting me to drink all my water. Just wait for the chat to catch up. Now you don't think you're making this one, Frankie? Okay, no worries. Maybe you'll be inspired to after we make it. So again, for tutorials for this, I did not do a cutting tutorial because I use measure cuts and I can't share those measurements for the tutorial. And then we'll be doing the cutting class and cutting together, but again, I will not be sharing the measurements. All the pattern pieces actually have these sizes for the measurements on them, and I would have had to go through and cross them all out, and I just prefer to measure cut anyways. So you do you. If you have all the pieces cut out, you can definitely use them as we go ahead and draw along. And for those doing measured cuts, make sure you have your cutting list there so you can follow along with the measurements, and it'll be fine. Yay! Are we ready to get started? Do you have your table all cleaned off, Annie? Okay, let me clear my space a little bit. So again, if you are doing measured cuts, oh, go grab some food, Cynthia. If you're doing measured cuts and you don't want to print everything off, you can print off the pattern itself as pages. Let me grab mine. Up to page 41. And then for the pattern pieces, all you have to cut out are pages 42, 43, 53, 54, and 55, and cut out those pieces. Alrighty, let's do this. Let me just clear this stuff away. That over there. Again, I will cross things out on my list as I go. I will try to put my camera down a little bit so you can see my table just a little bit more as I work. So you're going to have my head cut off, but at least you can kind of see what I'm doing. This is just my laptop camera here. So, okay. So we're going to start with the exterior fabric. So I'm doing my exterior in all solid colors. I'm using this vinyl that I got from Indonesia. Look how nice it is. Can you guys see the texture of it? I don't know if you can. So again, I'm not putting a tabletop down because you're going to be able to read my measurements. And we can't have that. Not allowed to give it. So we're going to stretch this out. And the very first thing we're going to start with is our crossbody strap. And I'm going to do my usual way of drawing everything out on the back of the vinyl. And then we will cut it out after. Coco's just going to be singing for us, because she's Coco. Okay, let me grab my ruler. So I will be jumping around on the cutting list a little bit because I like to do all my straight stuff first and then everything else last. Doesn't matter if the vinyl is a little thick, or would cork work. I'm using thick vinyl, Kim. I like a more structured bag. It's all up to you and what your machine can handle. I think your machine could handle it fine. Cork would work. You want it to be a non-fraying fabric for your exterior because we're doing hidden connectors. Yay. If you're using cotton for the exterior, you can't do the hidden connectors because there's a raw edge with them. So haven't done hidden connectors in a very, very, very long time. I love them. So, but yes, I'm using like upholstery grade vinyls for this. Okay. And again, we will not be interfacing together. I went over what we'll be doing. I'm interfacing as per the pattern with deckable light, deckable heavy, and medium woven interfacing. The only thing I will do different is in the, oh, I guess I should mention that. The tab where the flip lock or the turn lock is, there's two ways of doing that. I'm going to be doing the raw edge way and edge painting it. When we get, so there's two different ways of cutting that out, and I'll explain it when we get there. There's different pattern pieces for each of those. If you are going to be doing the one where you sew it so you have no raw edges, I'll explain how to do that. But I'm doing the raw edge where you put them back to back and then you sew and you cut around and then you edge paint them. She's got instructions for both. This pattern is phenomenal. But instead of Decavil Light behind as my stabilizer in the little tab piece, I am going to use Decavil Heavy instead, just because my turn locks are a little bit thicker and I need to make sure it's going to grab onto it really well, and just having that little more thickness helps it do that. But we'll explain that later. Okay, so let's get to doing this. So on the cutting list, we are starting on the exterior fabric side at the bottom. Now, I'm not doing an accent fabric for this. I'm doing my exterior all in one color. So keep in mind what you want to do. Where'd my pen go? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to draw, and I'm doing all 1-inch hardware. So I'm changing mine to 1-inch hardware. If you're going to be using the 3/4-inch hardware, make sure you follow along here. When we get, or the cutting list, when we get to where she has 3/4-inch hardware, I think it is just in these side connectors that she uses it. I'm just double checking. Yeah. So if you're using 3/4-inch D-rings, then only you will be cutting those 2 inches by the width that she says, rather than 1.5 inches. But I'm going to use 1-inch D-rings because that's what I got. So, and I think everything else. Oh, and same for the crossbody strap. I'm doing it 1 inch. I'm not doing it 3/4 inch. So I'm going to cut it 4 inches by the width of fabric. Whereas if you are doing 3/4 inch, it would be 3 inches. Okay. 1 inch is for you? Okay. Perfect. So yeah, just keep that in mind, what hardware you will be using. Okay, now you're going to see me with my head cut off. So let's go ahead and let's draw out our crossbody strap. Again, I am doing it 4 inches rather than 3 inches like she says in the pattern. Same with the handles. I am doing them all, well, the handles are already 1 inch. So, okay. So 4 inches by the width of your vinyl. And I'm going to go ahead and draw my 2-inch dotted line halfway mark as I go as well. Always start with the crossbody strap. Oops. And if you prefer just to go ahead and cut it, you can, but you know me, I like to try to conserve as much as my vinyl as I can in case I can get it, get another bag out of it, use up the space best I can on it. And then if I do cut something or draw something on wrong, or it doesn't all fit, I can rearrange my pieces. So, okay, so that is our crossbody strap drawn. So I'm going to check that off. Ooh, I just love this that Sam Fabric Louise made me. It is just amazing. Amazing. So smart. Okay, so while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and draw out my handles. Now she's got 2 lengths of handles you can do there. She's got a short handle and a long handle. I'm going to do a medium handle because I like my handles to be about 24 inches when I have a crossbody strap. So you can do what her suggestions are. I'm doing 24 inches. You can do whatever length of a shoulder strap that you like. Some like to have it at 30 or 32. Some like it shorter. If you want it to be more of a handbag handle, you could definitely do it at 22. Do what you like. Drawing it saves you, Kim. Did you draw it on before you started doing the classes, or is that something you learned in classes? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw that out. And I just love the Lauren ruler here for doing just that because, whoops, this isn't very straight, Brandy. Let's fix that. Because it's perfect for drawing out 2 handles, which is what this ruler was made for. My favorite purchase from So Magical Expo, that's for sure. So draw out your 2 handles to whatever length you'd like them to be at. I guess the only thing I'm going to be doing differently with my interfacing is for the card slots, rather than, because I am using cotton for my card slots, rather than using a medium woven interfacing like SF101, I'm actually going to use EB Fuse Medium, which is a little bit thicker, more like an 809, because it just makes really, really nice crisp card slots. And my machine can handle the extra thickness, so it's okay to do that. So, okay, so that is the handles done. I can check that off. I'm kind of working from the bottom up of that exterior fabric piece part. Put my ruler away. Okay, now next we want to draw out 2 side connectors. So again, we're working from the bottom up of the exterior because I want to get most of my straight pieces done before the curvy pieces. You're welcome, Kim. So the side connectors, again, if you are using 3/4 inch hardware, you will do these at a 1.5 by the width that 1.5 inches tall by the width that she mentions in the pattern. If you're changing it like me to a 1-inch hardware, you will be doing 2 inches by the width that she says in the pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 of those out. Oh, cocoa beans. So you need 2 of those. And also draw your center lines in those ones so it saves us time later. Okay. So those are our 2 side connectors. If I'm going too fast, please do stop me. I'm just going to kind of power on through it. Next we have 4 handle connectors. So that would be pattern piece H if you're using pattern pieces. So we need to draw 4 of those out as per the measurements that she has, and that is for 1-inch rectangular rings, so we don't have to change anything there. So 4 by those measurements. Oh my gosh, cocoa beans. It said it's just because school's out. Uh-oh. Diane is having a hard time getting onto YouTube. Let me just quickly send her this link. 1 second. Let's see if that gets her in. So I'm also going to draw my center lines down these to save us time later. Again, I know it's not for everybody, but I sure love just being able to measure with my ruler and draw it out. I loves it. Oh, you froze? Oh, okay. Excellent. Yay, welcome back, Diane. Okay, so that is the 4 handle connectors, which is piece H. Okay, now we're to, again, working from the bottom up, we're to the zipper plackets. And what a zipper placket is our zipper panel. Now, in the pattern, it has doing 4 exterior pieces for this. I'm going to actually do 2 exterior pieces and 2 lining pieces mainly because my vinyl is so thick and I don't want my zipper panel to get too thick. So you can definitely do 4 exterior if you want, but I'm going to do 2 lining and 2 exterior for mine. So I'm just going to make a note that I want to do 2 lining zipper plackets so I don't forget. Panels. So you can decide if you are doing this pattern piece G, if you're doing 2 of these in the exterior or 4. Completely up to you. I'm doing 2 and 2. So that's my measurement. Make sure I get my measurement right. Okay. So let's draw those out. So I'll do my 2, oopsies, that's too big, Brandy. Okay, here we go. Okay, now Brady's home. Her bark has changed. Brady just had a job interview and got the job. So he's got a job as a web developer. So proud of my baby. Okay, so that zip panel. Zip panel. Cross that off. Now you will see if you print out your pattern pieces, I also printed out exterior top panel pieces, mainly because it has a placement for our handle. So that's the only reason I'm going to be using it. So now we want to do our interior top panel. So what the interior top panel is going to be on the inside of the bag above the zipper panel. So you want to use your exterior fabric for that, so you have a nice and fluid line of the exterior fabric. So we want to draw out, so that's pattern piece F, and we want to draw 2 of those. I need my longer ruler. Fold this out. Okay, interior top panel, pattern piece F, we need 2 of them. And I think I can draw them at the same time. Oops, other way around. Okay, I'm almost telling you guys the measurements. Oh, bad, Brandy. Okay. And I'm drawing saying what the pattern pieces are on the back of these. I'm just writing on the back so I know what they are after. So this is pattern piece, what did I say? F. Make sure my pen's not going through, and it's not. So that one's done. So we got 2 of those. I'm going to jump over. Actually, no, we can draw out the tab pieces. So this is where we're going to need pattern piece for the tab pieces. I've got a little bit of small space here that I can fit these into. And I'll put this tabletop down once we have this all drawn out, and I can show you what it looks like. Okay. So it's piece, again, this is where you're going to see it says you can cut piece E, you cut 2. That is for if you are doing a non-raw edge tab. I'm doing raw edge tab. So if you're doing non-raw edge tab, you will cut out 2 pattern piece E's. If you're doing raw edge like me, you will cut out pattern pieces E1 and E2. And pattern piece E2 is just a rectangle. I'm going to just eyeball it, making sure it's bigger than this pattern piece. And you guys have seen it. It's just like how when we do connectors and we put them wrong sides together, we glue them wrong sides together, and then we trim it and we do our edge coating there. That is what I'm going to be doing. So go ahead and trace those 2 pieces out, depending on which version you are doing. Front tab. And if you're doing the option 2 bag, you do not need to draw this out. This is only if you're doing the card slot version, option 1. So definitely make sure you're following the right cutting chart. There are 2 cutting charts depending on which option you are doing. Okay, so that's my 2 tab pieces. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? The chat got quiet. I know it's weird. You don't get to see my face because I have it hanging down here. So tab is done. Next, we want to go ahead and do our 2 front side panels, where if you aren't doing measurement cuts, those would be pattern piece D, and you want to do 2 of those. Good? Okay. So 2 pattern piece Ds or the measured cuts. If you're doing measured cuts, make sure you double check what those measurements are. Okay. I feel like I just cut this out, but I did. I'm actually really excited to do the tutorial for this one. Really, really excited. That'll be tomorrow. Is that right? Yes. I think I just got pen on my nose. Oh well. Just make sure you label the back of the pieces, or I also printed off all of the little tags that she had in it, but I'm just writing on the back rather than using the tags. So pattern piece D's, 2 of them, done. We're almost done the exterior, you guys. Okay, next we want to do the base piece, which is pattern piece C, if you're using that. I'm going to have to use this big ruler. Okay, and we just need 1 of those, of course. Make sure I get everything right. I'm almost saying what the measurements are out loud. That is terrible. It's hard. So used to saying it just to verify it in my own brain. And I have to be very careful because I definitely don't want designers to be mad at me. Okay, so that's my base piece. Now the base looks like really wide. I'm really curious to see how that's going to work out. It does. It just seems like a really wide piece, but I guess it'll work. We'll find out. So that is my base, piece D. Complete. Or PC, sorry. Next, we want to do 2 side panels, pattern piece Bs. And we need 2 of them. Make sure you double check. See how easy it is to use a ruler, though? Don't be scared of using a ruler instead of printing stuff off. It's much less work, I think, but everybody has their own preferences. This is just my preference. I prefer it. So that is 1 side panel B. I need 1 more. Do it right here. Did I do that right? Yeah, I did. Double check, triple check. I didn't have my cutting day. Usually Mondays is my cutting day, and I cut out all of my work for the week, and I didn't do it. How's everybody making out? One more for this section, and then we can go to the accent fabric, which I'm still going to be using this one. Now we need pattern piece A, 2 exterior top panels. I'm going to fit right here, I think. This is my very, very first Car Threads one. I'm excited to do this. I really am. She also sent me the Yoshi pattern. She wants me to do a tutorial on that one, so we will see if I can find time to do that. Maybe in the new year. I'm pretty much booked up right now. Did I do that even? Of course I didn't do it even. Let's fix that. So that's my pattern piece A. Okay, so another thing I want to do with this exterior is for the lining on the inside, I'm going to do, she has a zipper pocket and slip pockets without vinyl accents and overlays. So you can definitely do it as that she's going to do it. We're actually going to do her way in the accordion pocket, but the lining on the inside, I'm going to do my typical overlay and my slip pocket overlay. So I can give you those measurements. For my overlay for my slip pocket, I'm going to draw out 12 inches by 1.5 inches to do my overlay. If you're going to do the overlay like I do it and like I do in all my bags. But again, you can do your lining pieces. That'll end up being homework one day because I know that we all do our linings different. So go ahead and draw those out. So that's my slip pocket accent. And these aren't in the pattern. This is just a Brandy thing. As well as my zipper overlay for inside. So for closing this bag, I have not read how she finishes it, but from the pattern pieces, I can tell you right now, we are going to leave the entire opening in the entire bottom of the lining open, and an opening in the bottom of the zipper pocket as well. So after we've turned it, we will box the corners and everything through the zipper pocket, and that's just going to make for super nice and easy turning. So that's how we will do it. It may be how she does it in the pattern. I didn't actually get that far, but that is how we're going to do it. And it's just if you're using a thicker vinyl, and because we're using Decovil Light, my biggest pet peeve with Decovil Light is if you manipulate it too much, it comes unstuck. So this way, it'll be a nice and easy turn, and we will not be manipulating that Decovil Light too much, so it'll hopefully stay in place. So that's why we're going to do it that way. Okay? Okay. So that is that first top section completely done for our exterior fabrics. Next section is our accent fabric. Now, you will have to, if you are doing an accent fabric for the front pocket and the back pocket, you can change that to that now. I am just using solid vinyl. I'm using the same vinyl for my accents as I am for my main. So if you're using the same color, you can go ahead and keep this out. Otherwise, go ahead and get your accent fabric out to do the next pieces. So these I do have my stabilizer piece. So one is a measured cut and one is a pattern piece cut. So I'm going to do the measured cut first. So that's the back pocket measured cut. as per the pattern. So it's the second one down on that accent fabric part. You're going to do the overlay, Cynthia? Excellent. And again, the overlays we don't do every single class together, but if you have questions about it, definitely message me and we can do it together. So, okay, so I'm going to do my pattern piece K for the back pocket, and I'm doing it in the same vinyl, or you can be doing it in an accent fabric, completely up to you. Excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that out. Oops. Might help if I position my thing correctly. Is that right? Back pocket. Yes. So that is pattern piece K, back. And then I'm going to take this one, I printed out, this is pattern piece J. And we are going to cut this out, as well as we'll be cutting a lining piece out with this when we get to it. So go ahead and trace that on as well. And then I'll show you what this looks like, because I've got everything drawn out, and then I will put it to camera down and you can watch me cut it out. I think I got pretty good use out of my vinyl here. That's pattern piece J. Oopsies. Scroll up the whole thing, Brandy. Pattern piece J. Okay, so that's all of our exterior drawn out. So let me switch the camera down. There we go. Okay. So hopefully you can see, I ended up using about, this is a full yard of vinyl. I got it all drawn out there. Everything fits on perfectly. Now I'm going to go ahead and rotary cut it. I'm so glad I have this huge cutting table. You're going to see me go off camera here because I'm going all the way to the end with this crossbody strap. Crossbody strap on. Maybe this camera will show the texture of this. It's just, you guys see the texture? This vinyl, it has, I don't know if you can see it. Whoop. Can you even see the texture of it? There we go. Isn't that nice? It's super thick. Again, I got it from Indonesia, so. Okay. Next. Oops, I'm dropping stuff on the floor. Okay, so for my curvy tab piece here, I'm actually going to go in with my scissors to cut it out so I get a nice curve. And this is my other pattern piece E part. Oopsies. That will make that tab when we put them together like that. So I'm going to clip those together. Where are my clips? So they stick together. And again, for this piece, when you go to interface it, I'm going to be using Decavol Heavy instead of Decavol Light, just so my turn lock has something thicker to grab onto. So I did print out, in those pages I mentioned, are all of the like curvy pieces of the Decavol Light. So she did them all so we can use them. So homework will be to fuse all of your Decavol Light onto your pieces that the pattern calls for you to do. Piece B. into my bucket. Okay, now these zipper panel pieces I'm going to keep out as a reminder that I need to, ooh, I didn't cut those very even, did I? I think it's this one I'm off. No, they're okay. Because I'm going to cut lining pieces for this as well, because I decided to do lining with it as well. So I'm just going to put it on top of my cutting chart here so I remember to do that. So that's slightly different than the pattern because she does 4 exterior pieces for that. I'm just worried about the thickness. My base piece, I will be fusing a Decovil Heavy as well. My overlay piece for my zipper pocket, I will do off camera because we all do that piece different. I have a pile of overlays I need to edge paint over there for customer bags, so I'll just edge paint this one at the same time when I'm doing that this weekend. Same with my slip pocket accent piece, I will edge paint both of those. I'm trying to keep it on camera so you guys see me cutting everything here. Again, I keep all of my same pieces together with clips. So I know what they all are. I have them all labeled on the back so I know what they are. Well, not these connectors because I just know what they are. I can't even remember which class we did hidden connectors on before. Have we done hidden connectors in class before? I do not remember. I haven't done them in so long and I love doing them. They look super classy. Okay, I have my other bees there, so I'll hold that off so I can have them together. We did do one, Diane? We have done so many classes in the last year and a half. It's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun. Oh, look at that. I didn't do that very good. Let me fix that up. My 2 A's. Do I charge extra for edge painting? No, because I just have the edge painting in all of my bags. It's included in my prices. I take that into account. I myself do not like unpainted raw edges. So, yeah, I do them. Connector pieces. Okay. I don't know if it was the swoon bag or not. Maybe. The Lola? Did we do it in the Lola? I don't remember. It's been so long, it's time to do it again. They were all the rage at one point in time. I was doing them on all the bags. My 2 handles. So homework will also be to do your handles and your crossbody strap. Again, if you're new to handles and crossbody straps, I do have a class on how to do that, or you can contact me and I can walk you through it. It was the Lola? Kim, edge painting isn't for everybody. I love it. I find it super relaxing, and I just love the extra added touch of elegance it gives. But it does take practice to do, I'll tell you that. Okay, so there's my 2 B pieces. Some 2 F pieces. How many people do their cutting with a rotary cutter like me, or do you use scissors? Just curious. My first couple edge coating things was a mess too, Kim. But I mean, edge coating, it's really just a preference. Practice makes perfect. Almost done cutting all this out. There's my back piece. And then my flap. I believe the flap is deckable heavy as well. Just make sure it's out of the seam allowances when you fuse it on. So all interfacings fused on for next class. No foam. That's hard for me because I put foam in everything. But I'm following the pattern. I'm trying not to go rogue. All right, so that's all of the vinyl pieces done, and I have like half a meter here for another bag. Yay! I've got quite a bit left, actually. Look at this. This was a huge piece. To go back to Indonesia. Still have more of my Indonesian vinyl left, but it's just so good. Super thick though. I mean, this is meant for doing cars. But Cynthia does rotary cutters. Cheryl does rotary cutter. Annie uses scissors because she's too dangerous with rotary cutters. I've cut my finger, the tip of my finger off. I couldn't sew for quite a while after that, and I don't have feeling in that fingertip anymore. Guess I cut into the nerves. Awesome. So you got the base coat and the top coat as well, Kim? I mainly use black, and the protecting gloss, I use just a glossy one, protecting gloss. I have matte and glossy, but I like the glossy. Okay, so let me put this away. Okay, so this is what I'm using for my lining from Sam Fabrics. This is going to be my card slots and my lining pockets and all that stuff. And this is going to be my lining. So I think I can do one lining piece on camera here because it's a pattern piece. Let me just cross out the measurements on here so you can't see it. There we go. So we're looking at lining panel piece S next. Where did I put? I just had it. Oh my goodness. Seriously. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's pretty, hey? So nice of Louise to send me all of these to try. And I don't have to interface it, so that's good. One thing I've always liked about cottons is the pretty prints. So now that we can get these waterproof canvases in Canada with pretty prints, I'm just all over it. So, but yeah, I'm doing my cotton pieces. I hope I have enough here. I should. It's just a scrap. Okay. So, remember with your pattern piece, if it's directional, make sure you're going the right way. Is mine directional? I think it goes this way. Mine is directional. Which direction is it going? I'm terrible at figuring out which direction. Okay, so it's this way. Okay, so I do have to cut them one at a time because I am a directional cut. I'm going to just trim this because this wasn't cut very evenly. Get rid of that salvage so I don't accidentally get it in there. think this is the 600 denier. Not the black backed one. This is just the regular one. It's from Sun Fabrics. I love the pinks and the blues and everything in it. Yeah, Giardini is what I use as well, Cheryl. She sent you this too, Diane? Nice. Okay. So my print is facing that way, so I got to make sure the top of this is going the right direction. So I'm going to fold this in half. I'm only going to do one at a time. Make sure it's going the same direction as my fabric. Put it on the fold. I'm going to grab a couple hair clips just to hold it nice and tight against that fold. Kim, you just have to ask the designers. Always ask permission though. Okay, and go ahead and cut it on the fold, and we need 2 of these. As you can see, the lining is just a boxed corner lining, super easy. And that is how we can leave the whole lining open. It's going to be such an easy turn. I was a little worried about the turn having the card slot, extra pocket and everything on the front, but when I saw this, easy. Super duper easy. Okay, so that's one. I probably should have changed my rotary blade. Too late now. Okay, that's one. I'm going to go ahead and do another one. I think I can put it here. Can I? Nope. Okay, I'm going to do it right here. I don't know if I have enough of this for all of my lining stuff, so I'm going to do all the stuff that needs to be in this print first, and then I can always do like zipper pockets and that kind of thing in a different color. So I'll be jumping around the lining pieces a little bit just to make sure I have enough fabric to do what I need in each of the linings, and then the stuff like the lining zipper pockets and everything we can always do in different colors. Just plan out the bag as you go. So those are my 2 lining panel S's, and that's what they look like. So if you're using a cotton, make sure you back these with a medium woven interfacing. Oh, that's okay, Dawn. You're such a busy girl. And you just had a spa day, so of course you're going to be tired. Okay, so that's done. Where's my list? So that is lining panel S. We are done. So I'm just kind of going through my lining fabric to see what I must have done in this so I don't run out of it. I do know I want to do my interior slip pocket, so pattern piece U in it. But I can't share what that measurement is, so I'm going to put this back up to my face, or sort of my face. And we are going to go ahead and we are going to cut pattern piece U for our interior slip pocket if you want your slip pocket to be this lining fabric, which I do. I'm just going to use my ruler and cut her out. So I don't need to fold it. Do I have a salvage? I don't think so. Which is my width? Okay. This is my lining slip pocket. Is that right? Why does that look funny to me? Oh, that's right. Slip pocket. I also want to do my lining for my flap, so I'm actually just going to use my flap. We've got the pattern piece too, but you can go ahead and do your flap, keeping in mind that your flap, to have it going the right way, you want to have it like this is how the flap's going to be. This is the right way here. So you want it to be opposite, so your print is going the correct direction when it's up, if that makes sense. So I'm drawing this on with the curvy side down, and the straight side is going the direction of the fabric if you have a directional fabric. Is that right? Nope, I lied. If it's open, okay. An easier way to figure out your flap, so this is when your flap is closed, it's like this is what I'm trying to say, right? And if you have a directional fabric, but when you open it, you want to make sure your lining fabric is going the right way. So I think when it's open, if you put it down like this, with the wrong side up, is that going the right way now? Yes. So the curvy part is at the top, going with your direction at the front. So completely opposite of what I just said. So to make sure it's going the right way. For directional. If it's not directional, you don't have to worry about it. This one, if I do have it upside down, it's not going to be a big deal. But I think I got it. Pesky directional fabrics. I'll show you what I mean here. Come on. So when we have these wrong sides together, this is what I mean. This is when it's closed. But then when it's opened and it's up, my fabric is going the right way. Okay. So again, the exterior piece, you will be fusing your deckable heavy onto the back of this one. Okay, so that is my flap. What else do I have to have in this fabric? My slip pocket. I have my flap lining. Where are you? Oh, that's the pattern piece J, front pocket piece, right? Yeah. Okay. I want to make sure my front center panel, which is going to be in the accordion slot, so in that pocket, as well as my accordion gussets and my zipper panels, I want to have in this color as well. So I'm going to do my zipper panels right off the hop, if I can find where I put them. And I'm going to just use my other zipper panels because I'm doing 2 lining and 2 exterior, and I'm just going to use that as my template and cut them around it. So yes, I'm jumping around fabrics because I am using a couple different fabrics, and because I don't quite have enough of just this one to do it all in. So I'm just making sure I'm cutting the pieces that have to be in this fabric. Pockets don't matter because they're pockets. You don't see inside those hardly. So I will just do those in a solid color if I don't have enough. So she just sent me samples of these. They're not full meters or anything like that, so I'm pretty sure I'm shy. Okay, that's one. Get the second one right here, maybe. Yep. Where do I want to go here? I want to go here. Oh, dogs are so bad at night. Dexter woke me up by sitting on my head this morning. I've been up since 4 a.m. Once I'm awake, I'm awake. I don't go back to sleep. So it's safe to say I've been working since about 7 a.m. Okay, so there's my zipper panels, my 2 exterior and my 2 lining zipper panel pieces. Okay, so I can cross that out. So I got my 2 lining zipper. Okay, so now my front center panel I want in this. Again, I'm going to make sure that it's going the right direction. Again, it is a measured piece, so make sure you're looking, it's width by height in this pattern. Make sure you have it situated the right way. And it's pattern piece L. Clean that up a little bit because I have an unstraight edge there. Can you guys hear me thinking? Make sure I got that right. Yes. Okay, so that is my pattern piece L, front center panel. I can cross that off. And then I want my accordion gussets to be in this as well. So we need 2 of those. They're quite big. I don't think the direction matters so much for these. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 2. And I'm not going to worry about directional cut for this one. You can if you want to, but one, and we'll cut that in half. Okay, so there's my accordion gusset pieces. Really love that stuff. It's pretty. Accordion gusset. Okay, what else do I need? Front zipper pocket, front slip pocket. Okay, so I think in this fabric, if I can get it out of it, I want to do my front slip pocket pattern piece O and my card slot back panel pattern piece Q. So I'll do my front slip pocket first, and it's a measured piece as well. I'm doing pretty good with this. I've got this much left. I don't think I'm going to have enough for the pockets, so I'll just use that gray. The gray will be the card slots and the linings in the pockets. Where's my direction? I want this to going the right direction. Front slip pocket. Okay. Excuse me. Double and triple check before you cut. Am I going the right way? Make sure I got my direction going the right way. Yes, I do. Okay, so that's my front slip pocket. Do I want your what, Diane? Your dog? I'm missing something. Front slip pocket pattern piece O is done. And I'm going to do my card slot back panel pattern piece Q, and then everything else, well, we'll see if I can get it out of this. We'll see. And that is a measured piece as well. Use my smaller ruler though. So pattern piece Q, card slot back panel. Oh, your piece of fabric? Right. No, I should be okay. It wouldn't be here in time. So I'm doing the, oh, well, we're doing this class next week. So that's my card slot back panel. Now for, I might be able to get them out of this. I know I'm going to do my card slots in the gray for sure. Then my card slot back panel. So all I have left are my front zipper pocket lining pieces, my back pocket lining pieces, and my interior zipper pocket pieces. I think I didn't cut enough of them on my other, on the other bag. I'll have to look. So yeah, I think I've got enough of this. Let's see. Let's do the back pocket lining pieces first because that's the biggest piece. So I think I'll do that out of this. I'm not going to worry about direction too much because I am starting to run shy of my fabric here. So I'm doing pattern piece, where my back pocket lining pattern piece R. Oh, look at that. Where are we? Okay. And that is going to exhaust this piece of fabric, which is okay. I've only got that much waste from this one. And the rest I will do in gray. That out. So that's my back pocket lining piece. We'll see if I can use either of those for something. Let's see. That's my pattern piece R. I might get enough. I don't think so. No. Rest is going to be in the gray fabric. Okay, how are we all making out? So we're almost done, you guys. So close. So next I'm going to cut my card slot fabric, which I'm doing in this gray. And I'm going to do that piece first because it is the longest piece, and then I will cut out my zipper pocket pieces. Then I got to double check on the other one if I cut out enough of those. I don't know if I did. I'm second guessing myself. Now this is just a scrap piece. You can see I've already cut into it. I actually use this for my quilting. So card slot back panel. No, sorry. Card slot panel P is what we're doing now. Okay, I think I can do it here. So I'm going to cut this one on the fold. Do it as per your pattern measurements, of course. I'm actually going to cut probably way more than I need to. Okay, that should work fine. And again, my credit card slot one, I am going to be backing with EB Fuse Medium, but you can definitely do an SF 101. Doing card slots isn't my favorite thing in the world. That's the only thing I don't think I'm going to like about this bag, because I really don't like doing card slots. But that's okay. Check that that's the right. Yep. My card slots. And then I just have my interior zipper pocket lining pieces and my front zipper pocket lining pieces as per the pattern. So pattern pieces T and N. Now my interior zipper pocket pieces, I'm going to cut in 2 pieces because I'm doing my interior pocket different. I'm doing it with the overlay. So if you're doing it as per the pattern, follow hers. If you are doing it like me, I am cutting my pieces 10 inches, 2 pieces 10 inches by 6 inches. So 2 of them like that. If you're doing it my way, just for the interior one, that is the slip pocket, all the other pocket lining pieces, make sure you follow the pattern because those pockets are done slightly different. Depending what waterproof canvas you're using, Diane, if it was this one from Sam Fabrics, I think it would be okay. I find I've never done waterproof canvas for card slots before, so I can't really speak to it. Has anybody done waterproof canvas for card slots that could help Diane out? I don't see it being a problem. It may get a little bit thick, but you're on an industrial, so it might be fine. I know people have done it. Has anybody else done it before? Said I'm not a big waterproof canvas person. I've just started using it since Louise sent me these, so I'm still learning myself when it comes to these things. But card slots I have always done in cottons, just because the accordions and the folds get so thick. But so that is my interior zipper pocket, and then I just need my front zipper pocket. Which I'm going to cut to that. Yay! I think that's it. I still got some solid left. Kathy never had issues with it. I've used waterproof canvas and card slots in the necessary clutch wallet. There you go. Perfect. And that is similar to how we will be doing this one. So the camera back up to normal. There we go. Yay! That's it. That's all. We've cut out all of our pieces. So, yeah. For homework, do your stabilizers, your deckable lights, and your deckable heavies, and fuse those on as per the pattern. Cotton pieces, make sure you're backing them with your woven interfacing. And then handles, of course, are for homework, but you don't need them till the last class. So, yay! Was this okay doing the class like this when I can't share the measurements? Do you guys still get a lot out of it? It's kind of fun to do together anyways, so that took us an hour and 20 minutes. So it was a little bit more, because it had so many pieces. Normally it takes about an hour to cut out a bag. This one was a little bit longer, but that's okay. But did this work still when I can't share measurements? You guys are always my test subjects. But I'm always happy when I can use measurement cuts. So good. It was still pretty fast to cut, hey? I think the thing that would have taken the longest in this is putting the pattern pieces together, which I hate doing. So okay, so yes, homework. I just realized I've called this bag wrong on here. I think I say it's an Alexandria bag. That's what I thought it was, but on the pattern it says Alexandra. Oh well, I'll fix it later. Diane's using pattern pieces. Excellent. Yeah, well, and then you can kind of walk through and explain what all the pieces are and what you're interfacing and all that stuff. So perfect. Awesome. All right, everybody. That means I get to start dinner early. Yay! And I get to go talk to Brady about his new job. I don't know the details yet. He just got in, but he actually is going to school full time again. He's gone back to UBC online in Vancouver, and he was working part time. Well, is working part time as an assistant general or an assistant manager at a gaming store. Like they have like card games and like World or Warhammer and all that kind of stuff. And then he's just gotten full time for a shop here doing websites. So that full time with benefits, like that is so good. And he went to school for that stuff. So that's perfect. Right now he's back to school getting his business management. I think one day he wants to run his own business. So we will see. So I get to go and see everything that my youngest has accomplished today. And yay! So proud of them. Oh, my boys. I still think they're like 4, but they're like 22 and 24. Riley's thinking about going back to nursing school, so we'll see if he does that. But yay! Anyways, thank you everybody. So many of us sewing along today makes me so happy. Those joining later, watching the replay, if you need help with anything, make sure you get me on Facebook or email me or whatever. If you have any questions, I'm here for all of you. Okay? Everybody have a fantastic night. Have a fantastic weekend. Up here in Canada, it's Remembrance Day on the 11th. I don't know if the States, do you have a Veterans Day maybe on the 11th? So everybody have a nice day of remembrance, and think of how lucky we are nowadays. So I will see you guys all soon. I'll see most of you on Tuesday, and I hopefully tomorrow I should have the Triskel tutorial up, as well as I will be working on the Alexandra and getting it up by next week. I will be filming it tomorrow and Saturday, hopefully. So, yay! Anyways, have a great day. Love y'all.